Hey, how you doing? Nick Digilio, that's me. I'm here, you're there. Okay. Hey, listen, please give to my Patreon page. It helps out. Anything you want to give, it would help a lot. All the stuff that I do, from the videos to the stories to the this and that and all the podcasts, I'm not getting paid for any of it, so I'm doing it on my time. It would so much help. There are bonus materials at Patreon where you can unlock bonus videos about WGN and some other stuff. So please do it. Pick a tier. It's $3 a month. At the least, and that would help a lot. Patreon.com/Nick D Show. My podcast is the Nick D Podcast. You can check it out every Tuesday and every Friday. RadioMisfits.com. Google the Nick D Podcast, and it'll be there. And also, November 15th at Zanies in Rosemont, me, Esmeralda, on stage with a live edition of the Nick D Podcast. We're going to give away prizes and have some surprise guests. All kinds of great stuff. So get your tickets there. That's rosemont.zanies.com. Get your tickets now. Buy your tickets now for the live Nick D podcast at Zanies in Rosemont on November 15th. All right, October, we're back into it. This is number 2 of the 31 days of horror. And as I've explained before, I grabbed 31 discs / Blu-rays and shit from my closet, the discs and stuff. Just grabbed them randomly, stacked them up, just randomly. Didn't look, stacked them up. And they're sitting next to me, and every day I'm going to pull one of the discs. I don't know which one I'm going to do every day. I'm going to pull one of the discs and then tell you about why you should watch it for your 31 days of horror for the best holiday of all time, Halloween. So the next one on the list, the first one we did was The Exorcist. This is number 2. So it's October 2nd. And this one that I'm going to jank. Oh, well, all right. Yeah, so there you go. Celebrating its 40th anniversary this year. I have seen it this year on the big screen 8 times, I think. 8 times in different revivals. The Music Box did a thing where they showed it on the big screen. Fathom Events, they did a thing which had some problems. They did screenings of it. My friend over at Matthew Hoffman is doing a screening of it at the Pickwick. I'm going to go to that. The Music Box is showing it a couple of times. Again, the Logan is showing it, so I will probably end up seeing in the year 2022, on the 40th anniversary of the thing, I will have seen it back in the theater on the big screen in some format, whether it be 35 or DCP or whatever, probably 10 times, and I've seen it hundreds of times. This is one of the greatest movies ever made. It's one of the greatest movies ever made. The effects by Rob Bottin are fucking legendary. The practical effects that were all done on set, this is pre-CGI, pre-computer, pre-animation, all that shit. All of the effects in this movie hold up today better than 95% of the crap that you see in movies now that were done by CGI. Kurt Russell rules in it. We all know it's the remake of the classic Thing from Another World. I prefer it. It's one of those cases where the remake is better than the original. This is one of the best horror movies ever made. Still holds up today. And again, like a lot of John Carpenter's movies, bombed at the box office when it first came out. This thing completely bombed, almost ended his career. Universal sunk a ton of money into it. Carpenter was coming off of, Halloween, and then The Fog, and then Escape from New York. And this was the first movie that wasn't done like independently. This was funded by Universal. This was his first big studio movie. And it almost ended his career. They sunk millions of dollars into it. It was released in the summer of 1982 when everybody was all happy. Once a great movie, once Officer and a Gentleman was out, and everybody was all happy about that. And the big movie of that summer and the alien movie of that summer was motherfucking E.T. So E.T. can phone home and fuck off because everybody loved their little E.T. and the little assholes on the bikes flying around and their little E.T. Hey, I'll be right here and phone your mom and fuck off. E.T. is pretty much responsible, and for the psyche of that summer, for the demise of this movie. Fucking Blade Runner came out that summer too, on the same day, if I'm not mistaken. Blade Runner bombed, one of the greatest movies of all time, one of the greatest sci-fi movies of all time, but because it was dark and it was rainy and it was really heady and you had to think and it was very, very, very dark, nobody went to see it because everybody was like, let's go see E.T. again, he's got a finger, and they drink beer, and the kid gets drunk at school, and it's awesome, and there's no father. Oh, no father. Oh, Peter Coyote is the surrogate father, and let's ride on bikes and be dickheads. Fuck off, E.T. Anyway, so yes, obviously, if you're going to crank out horror movies one a day through October, you can't not watch this. This is one of the greatest horror movies ever made, directed by probably the greatest horror director in the history of anything that's ever happened in the world. So yeah, October 2nd, movie number 2, The Thing. One of the greatest movies of all time. I really don't have to go into what it's about. It's aliens, it's shape-shifting, it's gore, it's blood. It's fantastic. It's unbelievable dialogue and great actors. And Wilford Brimley with no mustache saying, you watch Clark and you watch him close, you hear we? That's what he actually says. It's one of my favorite lines in the movie. And Childs, played by Keith David, and his, how's this motherfucker wake up after millions of years in the ice? Yeah. So you can't go wrong. So this is movie number 2 for 31 Days of Horror. It's Halloween. Happy Halloween. Put this thing on and you will not be disappointed. And go to the Pickwick to see it on the big screen. The Logan is showing it. 40th anniversary. God, do I feel old. 40th anniversary. Oh, man. Man, oh, man. I went to a screening of this movie with my girlfriend at the time, who was also my manager at well, she had been moved. But anyway, she was my manager at McDonald's when we started seeing each other, and she was 21, 22 with a kid, and I was 16. Anyway, we went to go see it at a notorious screening of it, a sneak preview screening of it at the State Lake Theater in downtown Chicago. And reel number 4 was upside down and backwards. Legendary. Anyway, I saw it in the summer of 1982 about 800 times. It was this movie, Blade Runner, and Road Warrior of the summer of 1982. I saw those 3 movies like 8 million times in the theater. What are you going to go see? I don't know. My friends would be like, yeah, we're going to go see E.T. again. Fuck off. I'll see you after The Thing, or I'll see you after Blade Runner, or I'll see you after I see The Road Warrior 19,000 times. Hey, by the way, which of those 4 movies are still great? Which of 3 of those 4 movies are still great? I don't know. This one, Blade Runner, and Road Warrior. That's right. E.T.? Phone home, fucker. This movie's better. Anyway. Happy Halloween. Enjoy The Thing, one of the greatest horror movies and one of the 31 that you should watch during the Halloween season. Oh!